Hey, what's up y'all, back with another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the recently released early access title Deadzone Rogue, a co-op FPS roguelite set on an abandoned spaceship. Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to the developers for supplying this channel with the key, and with that out of the way, we're going to do this a little differently and start off with the good. This is a surprisingly fun FPS roguelite with smooth controls, polished gunplay, and fast-paced movement that reminded me a lot of the Doom reboot. While this does have an offline single-player mode, this game was clearly made to be played in 2 to 3 player co-op, and in my opinion, that is where it shines brightest. One of my favorite things about this game is that you always enter into each sector cloaked in stealth. This gives you time to get a feel of the room and enemy layout, set up traps, and come up with strategies. This also keeps the game from feeling too repetitive by incentivizing you to incorporate different tactics and strategies between each room. There is also a nice variety of items and equipment here, like 4 different pieces of armor and over 30 powerful weapons. This also includes melee weapons, and they're all modifiable with elemental buffs and upgrades. In addition to this, you also have dozens of permanent upgrades along with augments, perks, and items. Deadzone also allows you to choose from 3 difficulty levels from the very start, so this is widely accessible to gamers of all skill levels. On top of this, you have multiple missions for each zone that will require you to use specific types of weapons or fight a specific type of enemy. Each of these has 20 sectors and up to 5 levels of difficulty to choose from also. All of these plump out the game's length considerably, especially when you look at the upgrades that are locked behind these missions and zones. And last but not least, there's a nice cryptic story here that's tucked pretty deep into the background. Your character will make numerous statements throughout the game, along with brief cutscenes and multiple logs containing bits and pieces of game lore.
Oh God, is that me?
Alright, now let's transition into the bad. Like all roguelites, this can get very repetitive very quickly, but since this is a first-person shooter, this could be less of an issue for some people. Another subjective issue I encountered was the length of the runs. Each zone has 30 sectors, and a run can take up to an hour and a half or longer to complete. In addition to this, there aren't any other game modes either. Lastly, I noticed some people were having some technical issues playing this. My brother and other players did experience overheating with their GPUs and numerous crashes. I personally only had minor overheating issues after lengthy sessions, but aside from that, everything was fine with my setup. In close, I'm giving this a strong recommendation. I had a lot of fun playing this. I was impressed with the gun models, controls, animations. Everything feels surprisingly polished for an early access title. I also love the way this game organically forces you to communicate with your team to plan strategies. This game has a bit of an old school pick up and play feel to it that's missing nowadays. You can tell that the developers prioritize making a fun, addictive experience above all else. I had a blast playing this, and the only real problem I encountered was the overheating issue, and this seems to be a problem that's tied to most early access titles, and I noticed that some are worse than others. There are a few actually that I noticed that I didn't have any issues and they ran perfectly fine, but this seems to be something that I actually encountered quite a bit among early access titles. With that being said, it was not really that bad here, but I know other people have had different experiences, so this is kind of just the luck of the draw, but I really enjoyed my time with this game and I do recommend it. Y'all be sure to let me know what y'all think of the video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back with another one. Peace.